Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV. We're here for, again, another episode of the Liver Awareness Show, the most important stream of the week for this channel. So make sure you smash that like button and smash that subscribe button at the same time. Donate via the Just Giving page. Link is in the description below. Or you can do it via a super chat or a super sticker if you're on YouTube. Right, that'll be most helpful. That way it also supports the channel as well. So it's up to you. Memberships will be coming by, hopefully coming by the end of the week. I'm hoping for. If it won't be the full free tier plan that I'm thinking of, it will be just the one plan, and then we'll just add 2 on afterwards when we get more stuff we can offer you. So, but we will get it started in some sort of way so you can then sign up to it. But yes, make sure you smash that like and subscribe button. And we're gonna get right into it. So we're going about multiple sclerosis, or MS as they say, as the abbreviation is. So we're just gonna have a quick overview of what it is. I'm hoping someone I know personally come on and give his take about multiple sclerosis and his experiences with it. And yeah, so we're just gonna get to the NHS page. Let's have a look at here. Share screen. NHS page. Share. So overview. Multiple sclerosis, or MS, is a condition that can affect the brain and the spinal cord, causing a wide range of potential problems, including problems with vision, arm or leg movement, sensation of balance. It's a lifelong condition that can sometimes cause serious disability, although it can occasionally be mild. In many cases, it's possible to treat symptoms. Average life expectancy is slightly reduced for people with MS, though. It's most commonly diagnosed in people in their 20s to 30s, although it can develop at any age. It's about 2 to 3 times more common in women rather than men. So I'm learning as we're going along here. So we've got Mundi in the building. How are you, mate?
Afternoon, Steve. How are you?
I'm not too bad. You?
Yeah, good, man. How's your day going?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's nice.
Been out in the sun?
I was tempted to do this out in the sun, but I thought it's quite late in the evening. I'll get quite cold, so
Is it cool? Are you quite cool though inside?
No, it's quite warm, but I feel the cold breeze a lot more than anyone else.
Oh, nice one.
It's not just because I've got nothing on me; it's because of my liver as well. It controls your body temperature, you see. So 1 minute you can feel really, really hot, and 1 minute you can feel really, really cold. So
okay. Have you got a garden?
Yeah, we got a massive one. It's massive.
Nice. Did you go out? Okay, cool. So
yeah.
I've just I don't want to interrupt. You were up to something?
Yeah, multiple sclerosis. I know my mum's fiance. Hopefully, he might come on to the stream. He's got MS as well, so he can give his sort of experiences with it. I know a little bit, but not massive amounts.
Yep.
So we're just going for an overview. So just said it's a lifelong condition. Disability could be mild. Average life expectancy is reduced slightly, and it's more like commonly diagnosed in people 20s to 30s around my age, but it can develop at any age. So it's 2 to 3 times more common in women, which is something I didn't know about at all.
Okay.
MS is one of the most causes of disability in younger adults. So yeah, so we just go to like symptoms because it affects the brain and the spinal cord. It could be a wide range of symptoms, and it could be different for every single person. So the main symptoms obviously will include fatigue, difficulty walking, vision problems such as blurred vision, problems controlling the bladder, numbness or tingling in different parts of the body, muscle stiffness and spasms, problems with balance and coordination, problems with thinking, learning and planning, depending on the type of MS you have, your symptoms may come and go in phases or steadily get worse over time. So, see a GP if you're worried about the early signs of it. Early symptoms often have many other causes, so they're not necessarily a sign of it. That's like with most things as well. So it's always better to just get it checked out and ask the right questions. Because also ask the right questions as well. Because if you don't ask the right questions, the doctor can also easily miss it as well. So because it's so many like if you have one symptom, it could be a wide range of things. So it's better to just question every single time what it could be. So so if you think that you have MS, you'll be referred to a specialist in conditions of the nervous system, a neurologist who may suggest tests like an MRI scan to detect the features of it.
How do you, with the word multiple and sclerosis, what do you know what to break down the words are? So it's multiple, many.
Cirrhosis.
What's the word cirrhosis mean? Or do we know
the way I relate to cirrhosis? When I've heard of cirrhosis, I've heard of scarring on the liver. But I think maybe this is in a different sense.
I'd be interested to know, what the breakdown of the word is medically and what it relates to and what the cirrhosis and everything means and multiple.
Yeah, because I mean, if you looked it up in separate.
So as a brain, no,
right. Cirrhosis is the stiffening of tissue or an anatomical feature, usually caused by a replacement of the normal organ-specific tissue with connective tissue. So it could be, so basically it could be that such as because it's attacking your brain, for example, it could mean that like either the brain or maybe certain parts of the brain are getting scarring or tissues like of cirrhosis. So that could be one of the reasons why it's named that. So types. MS starts in one or two general ways, with individual lapses, attack or exacerbations, or with gradual progression. More than 8 out of every 10 people with MS are diagnosed with a relapse remitting type. Someone with relapsing remitting MS will have episodes of new or worsening symptoms known as relapses. These typically worsen over a few days and last for days to weeks to months, then slowly improve over a similar period of time. Relapse often occur without warning, but are sometimes associated with a period of illness and stress. I've never actually, with my mum's fiance, I've never actually seen it. It's more it's very private, so we don't see that. I've only probably seen it once, and I can't remember exact reason for it. But I've only seen it like one time where it was really like bad. So, but yeah, apart from that, I haven't seen it too much. But I know there's times where I know he has to go to like special treatments and stuff.
Okay.
So like he goes for like a HBO or a dive, which.
Sorry, what's a HBO? I don't know.
It's probably better if he actually understands, if he explains that one, because I
don't
quite know that one.
Is that something
but
you
it
use
helps.
in hospitals, a procedure or something?
No, it's not. It's more just it's like some sort of therapy that helps with the nerves, and it sort of gives him. To be fair, when he does do that and he goes for a dive as well, it gives him a new like energy.
Okay.
Like, it gives him like energy back. So, so usually after that, you see him helping around the house a lot of the time. So, so where is it? Where was I? Yes, symptoms of a relapse may disappear altogether with or without treatment, although some symptoms often persist with repeated attacks happening over several years. Periods between attacks are known as periods of remission. These can last for up to years at a time. After many years, usually decades, many but not all people with relapsing, remitting MS can go on to develop secondary MS. So, in this type of MS, symptoms gradually worsen over time without obvious attacks. Some people continue to have infrequent relapses. Around half of the people with relapsing remitting MS will develop secondary progressive MS within 15 to 20 years. And the risk of this happening increases the longer you have the conditions. Then there's primary, which is just 1 in over 10 people with the condition start their MS with a gradually worsening of symptoms. In primary progressive MS, symptoms gradually worsen over accumulated over several years, and there are no periods of remission, although people often have periods where the condition appears to stabilize. So, causes. It's an autoimmune condition. So
Autoimmune.
Yeah, autoimmune. So this is when so this is when something's going wrong with the immune system and it mistakenly attacks a healthy part of the body. So say like Lena's story that I mentioned last week, her body started attacking her liver and that. So it's kind of like that, where you can get autoimmune liver disease where your body starts sort of attacking your own sort of part of your body when it shouldn't be.
Is the body trying to
basically something that's your cells, if you know what I mean? I've got Jordan, I've got Francis. How are you, mate?
Hello.
Hello, Francis.
Yeah, fine.
Hello.
I don't know if it's the internet.
How you doing?
Hello there. Hi, Jordan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Francis.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just.
Hi.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah, I know the link.
Yeah.
Screen's freezing.
Yeah. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, Jordan.
I can hear you, but I can
wait.
hear you,
Oh, there you go. It's working now. There you go. Hello, Jordan. How you doing?
Yeah. How are you,
okay.
mate?
So,
do you want to fire away, Francis? Go on.
Do you want me to talk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right. Fair enough.
It's very poor.
As I said, where I live, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, and the signal drop.
Yeah, it's
okay. Does anybody want to hear about MS? Really?
Yeah. Go for it, mate.
If you really must. Okay. I was a blacksmith striker in 1989. I built trains for a living with a sledgehammer. It was great. I enjoyed it. And then I started letting go of the sledgehammer, which was fine for me. By the sledgehammer, not so good, you know. So I went from being a rode a Triumph, standard bloke, really. Yeah. So within a year, I was diagnosed with having MS, and I'd gone from being fit and healthy and able to move to get up and make a cup of coffee in an hour period. We have a drag. Well, I thought, let's give it up. I'm going to die. Fine. I just accepted this is where this is it. Move on. there'll be other organisms after me. I don't give a fuck. I know this is not normally the attitude to life to take, but you know, fine. So anyway, my then brother-in-law heard about this thing called hyperbaric oxygen, which is like,
That's what it is,
you know,
yeah.
like diving bend, people who go for, you could get the bends, big steel diving bell. Well, apparently, you know, go and sit. So I was browbeaten by my then wife and my brother-in-law to go and sit in this steel chamber and breathe in oxygen for 21 days to start with, and then every week afterwards. Now, the only reason I did this, it's died again.
We can hear you just about.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
The only reason I did this was because to shut them up, because I thought this was crutch that somebody cleaned. I don't nothing. So I started diving, and that was January, about January the 4th, 1990. Well, Easter came along, and right, John had come down. She said, yeah, you know, when John was down, yeah, you didn't use your walking stick. No, I hadn't noticed. I know that sounds terrible, but I genuinely hadn't noticed. I thought, oh, bugger me, this stuff must be doing some good. Fine, I'll continue. So I continued to do it. And I then started to use a mixture of techniques. Positive thinking, I find smiling an awful, smiling grimly in a nut, you know, in a kind of. Okay, I mean, I forgive me if it's just. So if this doesn't work, then I'm sorry, lads. You know, I'll let you continue. But anyway, so when this does take a while, I'm so sorry because it's so long and fucking boring. Moving on. Anyway, so
it's all right, man. Got time.
I used positivity, smiling, and I pictured my MS as Dr. Joseph Goebbels. Now, he was the press secretary for the Nazi Party.
Yeah.
And I
hate
Nazis. Anybody who chooses to judge somebody by their race, creed, or religion is scum. Being positive, I've got that M. Joseph Goebbels, Nazi, by body, and I'm kicking his fucking head in. His head explodes, and I do that to this very day. So the things that I use.
He's
gone. Died.
Where's he based? Why has he got such a bad signal?
Yeah, he's in the middle of Bundish, Suffolk. So it's like just like a village of houses, you know. So
he's got to get a better signal. I want to hear what he's got to say.
Yeah. But basically that's how like is that HBO gives him that sort of the energy he needs to.
So it's the HBO, the oxygen thing.
Hyperbaric oxygen. Yeah.
So what I could work out, he was saying he didn't realize it was beneficial.
Yeah, he didn't realize. Yeah, he didn't realize at the time it worked, and that's why he's been doing it literally ever since. And like how he says there is like he's constantly on at me about smiling and positive thinking and that. Like
I like
when
that.
I was like when they told me like there's nothing left and like there's like or there's like we've got to wait until see if it heals, and I'm like, this ain't gonna do it. This shit ain't gonna do it. And he's like, no, positive thinking. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
for God's sake. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
No. But it's yeah, so it's yeah, so basically he's getting at is like you treat your illness as the enemy. So
Yeah.
in a sense, and you have that constant battle with it. And that's why I can relate a lot to it in a sense, because I'm always having that constant battle.
Yeah.
And
so you can understand, like he mentioned Joseph Goebbels there. So he
Yeah.
used that as a like a dartboard sort of to
yeah, it's like a dartboard just saying, no,
Yeah.
you're not beating me, you're not beating me.
Yeah,
And that's-
yeah. Do you have similar techniques? Do you use anything?
I just for me it's more I said I don't care what you think, I'm doing what I'm doing, and you're not stopping me.
Good.
For me, it's just like I'm. It's just one of those. Like you can have the illness could be stubborn and could be there all the time, but I'm more of a stubborn bastard. Like, it's like with this whole YouTube thing as well. It's like when some people want to get at me, and I'm like, I'm a stubborn bastard, mate. I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
You ain't forcing me away from anything. So, and you have to build that mentality up. It doesn't just come. It gradually. Part of it comes when you've grown up with it, for instance. Some of it is then built up. Is that when you've been well and then it's all suddenly gone,
Right.
like that.
Right.
So you gradually build that mentality to say, no, I'm not giving in.
Yeah.
It's just one of those. In the end, it's look at it. Well, do you want to live or do you want to die?
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Do you want to live or do you want to die? Right. Either way, right. It's just. It's no skin off the NHS nose, right? It's no skin off anyone else's nose. That's your wish. That's your wish, right?
Yeah.
But in the end, right? It's do you feel happy with that or do you want to keep going? So let's see if he's got better internet this time. See if it works this time. You're back.
Yeah, here we go again. Don't know yet. Let's find out, shall we?
Yeah, it's better.
Don't forget, over at Brundish, we worked on steam power. You say, well, let's hope it lasts. Anyway, over here we work on. That's true, man. Old crotchety bastards unite. So I don't know how much of that you got, but essentially, yes, I've got MS. I've had it donkey's years, and the only thing that keeps me going is sheer bloody mind. But I think that goes for everybody. I think that's just life, you know. We all have, you know, look, we all have we all have problems. The thing is, how you handle it, you know. I believe, you know, when something comes at you, you just your best, you know, and if your best is good enough. I mean, I've been lucky, you know. I count myself as what.
Damn.
Yeah, it's gone again.
Damn.
It's one of those. It's
Yeah, yeah, dude.
I mean, I mean, it is. It's done. It's done to Yeah, it it's one of those. You sum up the situation. This is where people go, oh, you I don't know how you do it, and blah blah blah, and some people go, why I couldn't be able to do that. My problems aren't compared to yours, man. So it's like when some people said, well, I go to them and said, there's a problem they've had for some reason, and I've gone, okay, hey mate, like, you know you can always call me. What's up? And he went, oh, I don't want to trouble you that, man. You got enough problems going on. It's nothing compared to what you're dealing with. And I went, that's not the point, right? We all have our struggles, and even sometimes for some people, the smallest struggles are the difficult ones. So it could be just like the difficult thing of just being like of feeling alone or something like that. And in the end, everyone has their own struggles, and it's just about what you do with it.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
Totally agree. It's just different levels. It doesn't matter how difficult something is, might seem to me. Like, but let's say like I'm a poor person and I see a rich person struggling. It's equal to my struggles. Do you understand what I'm saying? I might say, oh, you got money, you got wealth, and all this kind of thing. But it's their struggle, their pain must be equal to mine or to yours. It's all about.
Yeah, you could have all the money in the world, but you could be alone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, and it shows you a lot of people that you feel have got everything, they're not happy. And I think sometimes it's not when you're. I'm not. Sometimes I think when your back's against the wall, you have to sometimes really be faced with simple things in life, like the gentleman was saying about smiling, and what you're saying as well about seeking out daily stuff, good stuff, seizing the day, being grateful for the day, each day that you're here. These are the things that we should be grateful for, you know, not about, oh God, I haven't got this right dress or trousers, or haven't got the right car.
That's the thing. I mean, just look at this. Just look at the story we did last week. No, that's a 14-year-old kid. That's not here, and it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
No. So, yeah, I'm desperately unlucky for what I've got, but then I'm also desperately lucky I'm still here.
Yeah.
You can look at it both ways. And yeah, I have my days where I'm saying, oh, why the fuck have I got this? Like, I must be the unluckiest person on earth, right? But then the other days, like, well, if I'm the unluckiest person on earth, how did I get 6 transplants?
Yeah.
When it's a lottery. It is a lottery. There's no like sort of like way of it occurring, patterns or anything. It's just a downright lottery. You either get it or you don't. Right? One time a liver could be available and you think it's yours because you're top of the list, but it doesn't go to you because it doesn't match, or it's not quite the right size, or there's something about it that's not quite right. My 4th one, they literally spent 9 months looking because they wanted to get the right one. They wanted it to be perfect. So.
And did they eventually find the most suitable one?
Well, yeah. When it took the hospital, when I spent 6 weeks down in the local hospital, and then the doctor said, "Oh, we're not having this anymore. You're just going down there and getting it done," right? Because they were too busy faffing around. Right? Then by the next week, right, when the time I got down there, right, and I was already not impressed with them because they've been faffing around. They found a liver. Funny that, but yeah.
So what would happen if does it have to match perfectly? Has to tick all the boxes?
Yeah, it has to tick all the boxes and everything.
Right.
So, but it's like it's just everyone's gonna have different. There's not people with multiple sclerosis, but they're stuck in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Right, and there's ones that are constantly having attacks time and time again. Luckily for him, when he has his HBO and his dives, it doesn't affect him. Not it doesn't give him so many relapses.
So Steve, sorry. So the HBO is like giving someone oxygen, like in intense amounts of oxygen. Is that like
to get the
blood
energy
into the blood cells, more oxygen into the blood cells to get them working better? Is that right? I'm just asking. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's how I believe is how it works. Because when it comes back, he's got all the energy in the world, like, and you see it because he's like doing the gardening, he's working on a caravan and everything like that.
So with you, for example, how do they have a scoring system? How they gauge? Oh, your levels are low, or is there something they use to measure?
Blood. I might show this one time. Is it a blood test? They use.
So is this something you can monitor yourself, or? Yes. Oh, what's his name's gone? That's a big file.
Bear with.
What's his name? Disappeared. The guy who was here. I forget his name.
I don't know. He's
Jordan. Yeah.
Gonna run through some comments. Actually, missed some comments. Big up, Bargav. How are you doing? MS is highly debilitating. Vision issues and weakness that come along with it is no joke. Yeah, mind over matter. True. Big up, Miss Mel. Big up everyone in the chat, and keep liking and subscribing, please. Well, I'll just have a look at. This is when everything was going well, and I could keep an eye on it.
Okay.
Now I'm just not usually bothered, to be honest.
So what is that?
Same thing every week.
What have you got there?
I've got confidential report, blood results.
Okay, so that's how they measure
every single level. What's going on? So if, for example, ALT's above 50, the liver's not happy.
ALT?
ALT is the liver function.
Okay.
It sort of tests where if it gets too high, you could be bouting rejection.
Okay.
Where you need more.
What's the score? Too high? Over what score is too high?
Usually over 50, but when they start getting to about 200, then they start getting worried about rejection. So, albumin, which is the problem I keep having, that's 35 to 50. It's always 34, but last few results have been over 40, which has been not that way for a long time.
Right.
So since this problem started, so I'm trying to take some positive of that, but I'm not getting gassed, as they say. Over it. Then you've got what else have you got? Bilirubin's a very key one as well.
Come again? Say that again, sorry.
Bilirubin is bile that gets chucked out by the liver. If your liver's not functioning, the bilirubin will get into your system. It's what makes your skin. Yeah, it's what it goes poison to the brain, and it's what makes your skin turn yellow. Mine's always it should be under 21.
Yeah. How's yours?
It should be under 20. It's always 11, 14. Perfect.
That's good.
Can't anything else. Everything else is perfect. Just the ammonia and the
how
ammonia.
Often
ammonia is supposed to be about under 72.
Yeah.
If you're allowed to drive. It's over 115.
That's a lot.
Which means I've got encephalopathy, which means I can't drive. So I've got to have a fractionin, which you can't have. You can't drive without a certain drug that they give you to cope with it.
So do you have some medication to try to reduce these levels?
Got a whole truckload.
Is that your okay? So you must be an expert on what you take and how do you don't you have like a what do you call it, a bubble pack or something where you or do you know what you take daily?
I know what I take daily off the top of my
Yeah.
head. That's the injection I have to have every night.
I can't go closer. There's a solution in there. You just inject it. Where do you inject it? Into your arm daily.
Every night.
Every night.
To thin in the blood, otherwise my blood will clot.
Nice.
That's what's cost the other 5 livers. So. But anyway, this is not about liver anyway. So it's just an example of some of the stuff that you have to keep on top of. But yeah, and you're always constantly looking out for it because you never know when your illness is going to hit you again. So, and then you're fighting it again, and it's like with cirrhosis, you can have a relapse and without warning.
Yeah.
So
what's the guy's name again? I forget his name.
Fran.
Yeah,
Fran.
He has got a good positive attitude, though. I think. So, what's he do? He mentioned did he mention gardening or what's he
does. He's a carer.
Okay.
In a care home for people with severe mental disabilities.
Okay.
And yeah, he does that.
That's quite demanding, huh?
Yeah, it's very demanding, and obviously, like with everything that's been going on in the pandemic, he's been very conscious about when he comes here, like being near me and like being around the house and that. So, but luckily now everyone's like had the vaccine, so we're all good. So in that sense, so but yeah, it's very demanding, but he enjoys what he does.
I imagine like everyone needs some structure and routine day program. If you didn't have,
they do. I have to.
If you don't have these things, then you go stare crazy. I imagine. So it's great that you've got a job and doing something like your job, what you're doing every day with your stream.
If I don't do a stream in a day, I'm going stir crazy.
Yeah. Jeez.
I got nuts because I've always got to do something. I always got to do one stream at least.
That stimulation, mental stimulation is great.
So such treatments, obviously, he mentioned with living MS can be a challenging condition to live with. The new treatments over the past 20 years have considerably improved the quality of life of people with condition. MS itself is rarely fatal, but complications may arise from severe MS, such as chest or bladder infections or swallowing difficulties. The average life expectancy for people with MS is around 5 to 10 years lower than average, and this gap appears to be getting smaller all the time. Charities and support groups for cirrhosis. So you've got the MS Society, you've got the MS Trust, so go and check them out because they'll give you loads of these organizations of useful advice, publications, news items, and about ongoing research, blogs, and chat rooms. Pretty much like something like the Children's Liver Disease Foundation does, which is support research and families as well. So, if you need day-to-day living because of illness or disability as well, or care for someone regularly, but they're ill because they're ill, elderly, or disabled, including family members, then that's the place to go as well. Our guide to care and support explains your options where it can get possible. But yeah, my mum helps out with like sometimes he needs like his back straightening and stuff like that. So my mum helps out with you might have to do exercise where he helps his back as well. So just all these necessary treatments to sort of ensure he's not having any sort of symptoms or anything like that. So yeah, I mean,
So can I ask Stephen? I'm still with multiple sclerosis. Does it say how long this has been recorded medically? I mean, how long is this? Could we have contracted this like 300-400 years ago? Is there any known cases in the past in history, or is this something quite new, modern thing? I'm just curious. Do we know anything about the history of it?
I'm just looking at that now. Actually, that's a good question. It was first recognised as a history of MS. And this is actually on the MS Trust, so go and check that website as well. So, we'll go and look at it now, actually. Yeah, let me look at that. Yeah, we'll accept that.
Early reports.
Was first recognised as a condition in the middle of the 19th century. Prior to this time, there are reports of a few instances that may have been MS, although a variety of symptoms, the range of other possible causes, and incompleteness of records make these impossible to confirm. So, St. Luina of Schiedam, the oldest and best recorded of early reports of MS was concerns of St. Luina in Holland. Knowledge of her symptoms becomes from a biography written shortly after her death in 1433.
Wow.
1396, following a fall while skating, Luina developed walking difficulties, headaches, and violent pains in her teeth. Within a few years, she was walking with difficulty, and a weakness in her face caused her lip to droop on one side. Throughout the remainder of her life, Luina's condition slowly deteriorated, although with apparent periods of remission. During her life and subsequently, Luina's forbearance with her symptoms led to the development of a cult. She was canonized in 1890 and now is
patron saint skaters.
Patron saint the skaters. The bones of St. Luina were discovered in 1947 and do show evidence of restricted mobility in her legs and her right arm. Though it had been previously suggested that St. Luina had MS, doubts have been cast on this, and the evidence is not considered persuasive.
But it seems like the catalyst for her case was a fall from the skating. So she developed...
yeah, it's like when it sort of first started. Although it was recognised 20 years later after the Est's death, the early part of the 19th century had seen major advances in understanding of the nervous system and the development of science of neurology.
Yeah.
From this period, there are several reports, individual cases that showed many of the signs of what would later be recognised as MS.
Okay.
Damage to the brain caused by MS, recorded by Robert Carswell in 1838 in a book of detailed diagrams and patches of discolored scarring of lesions found on the brain and the spinal cord. So that's cirrhosis scarring during autopsies. So
that makes sense to me now. The way that you're explaining it does make more sense now.
Yeah. So whenever you see cirrhosis, it's like when you hear about alcohol, they think you think cirrhosis. Do they think when you think cirrhosis of the liver, you think alcohol straight away? And that's not the case. Right. Cirrhosis is whatever. Like if I had bile going through my system constantly,
yeah,
my liver will scar. That's cirrhosis.
Okay.
So it's got the fact that you can't only get it through drinking alcohol is bollocks.
Yeah.
A-level bollocks. That's media talking shit.
Yeah.
Right. You can only get it at any sort of point if anything that's causing damage to your liver, whether it's your immune system, whether it's your bile, whether it's rejection, any sort of thing. It's not fundamentally liver. It's not fundamentally alcohol.
The multiple sclerosis is just explaining multiple scarring on tissues.
Yeah, on tissues. So it could be liver, lung.
It doesn't say. That's just a condition. It's not saying how these things.
How it's been done.
How it's been done. So, like this woman had a knock on the head. Maybe the body overreacted and doing something else.
Well, it could have been just a gradual scarring, maybe for a small bleed that they didn't know about.
Right.
It could be anything. Say, it could just be a gradual scarring for some instances. Say that I've got enclopopathy right now, and if my level got too high.
Sorry, say that again. Say that
because
again.
I've got enclopopathy right now, which is like ammonia.
Okay.
Enclopopathy is where ammonia is going through your brain and makes you less confused, difficult to remember things, difficult to you get moods, bad moods, and stuff. Is that plus judgment of situations, which is like being on YouTube as well. And I'd speak to talk about this regularly because obviously, like with the whole YouTube, the racism thing, and everything like that, it's so easy to misjudge a situation for me.
Yeah.
Because enclopopathy, you can't judge a situation properly.
Process things.
You can't process it, and if you do, you're processing it. So it's taking. You see it there. So like I see a comment there. It's like, then I'll react.
But just for example, you just read copies of the script from Google.
I wrote copies of the script. If I
so when you're reading it, you're reading the words, but you're processing it at the same time.
Sometimes no, because afterwards I'll forget it about 5 minutes later. Right. So then I'd need to do it again.
Okay.
And then again. Yeah. And then again and again, and then eventually get it. Only when something that's really abhorrent or it's really hurt me.
Yeah.
Or anything like that, with certain comments or anything like that, or certain comments I've heard that's hurt my dearest friends, then I get it.
Right.
Then I remember it straight.
So say like, who's that talk?
That's Tom.
Oh, Tom. Hi, Tom.
How are you, mate?
All right, mate. How's yours?
I'm good.
What we're talking about, like?
We were just finishing up on multiple sclerosis, and I was just like briefly explaining like you could get multiple sclerosis, scarring, damage on the brain. Say like with my enclopopathy, which is ammonia or bilirubin or bile going through the brain, it's like poison, and that could damage the brain, and that could scar the brain, which is what cirrhosis is. We're just explaining what cirrhosis is because some people misconceive that cirrhosis means liver damage and it means alcohol.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. And some people can easily misjudge that because of ways some things are said in the media, which I fucking hate. Right? And it's the reason one of the reasons I started the channel in the first place, because I couldn't stand it. Right? The fact that if you had cirrhosis, it means you have alcohol problems, which is not. It just means you've damaged the liver, whether it's your bile, rejection, or anything like that. It's annoying. But I was just explaining never mind enclopopathy with like certain situations to say like someone's made a really bad comment. It's like I'm having to process it before then I'm reacting. Of course I'm gonna react. I'm gonna react, obviously, and I'm gonna say it's abhorrent, and I'm gonna lose my shit over it and say it's not right, and completely block them on everything. But it's like I'm having to process that. I'm having to take time to think.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So we're gonna finish up anyways because I've got to jump on Football United TV, so I'm having to cover for Marley because Marley's not away at the minute. So I'm gonna be on Football United TV doing the Gunners from all corners. They're doing their show for him because they did a show for me.
Charlie, Brazilian Charlie.
Yeah, well, he's not available. He's not available. Personal problems, family emergency. So like they covered for me when I was in hospital, and I said I'll do it for them as well.
Good for you. So, good for you. I might tune into that then. So what? So I do understand now a lot clearer about multiple sclerosis. My friend's girlfriend's got ME, and it's when I was reading out the symptoms. It's similar about drowsiness, fatigue, and all that kind of thing. It's completely two different things, isn't it? Did Stephen Hawkins? Did he have multiple sclerosis?
No, he had Oh, I can't remember now. I
Okay,
used to remember it. I used to remember it. Stephen Hawking.
Because multiple sclerosis does lead sometimes. If
It
at
was
case, will it lead to
motor neuron disease,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
gradually gets worse and 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 worse. It was a gobs. It was unbelievable he survived that long. Let's put it that way. It was supposed to last about 20 years, something like that, tops.
So the motor neuron is motor skills, movement.
No. Actually, that's even worse. After he'd been diagnosed, which he was diagnosed, I think, back in
60s, maybe 70s.
He was diagnosed. I might actually do this next week. Maybe, I don't know. If everyone wants to, but
I don't know much about that either, to be honest.
I don't know much about it, but I might watch the Theory of Everything and I'll get an understanding of it. I've watched it once.
What's the Theory of Everything? Is that a story?
That's his story.
Okay.
The Theory of Everything, like his theory on the universe and everything like that. And where was he? What was he diagnosed? When was he diagnosed?
I know he got married, and then afterwards he.
In 1963. 1963.
Okay.
So in 63, and then he died. 2018?
Okay.
Aged 76. He was only supposed to last 14
Good
months. He was only supposed to,
wow.
Yeah, he was only supposed to last 14 months. So it's kind of like when though my liver was failing at the time.
Yeah.
They said to me, they said to my mom that I was going to last 2 years tops without a transplant.
Okay.
When was this? That was when I was born.
Wow.
2 years.
And now you're 26.
I think every year now is a bonus now.
Wow. Every day.
Mm.
Every day, for sure.
Like whoever came with that doctor, well, someone didn't know me, obviously.
But you did have a transplant within 2 years when they said that then?
Yeah, I had it in 14 months.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, gonna wrap it up there. Anyway, thanks guys, as usual. Thanks Monday as ever coming on.
Great to be on again.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm doing at 7. Because Soda wants to be on the Man United Gen at 8 with Big Phil. So I said I'd do that for him.
Oh, yeah.
7, I've moved it forward, which is F1 Legends, episode 7. My first ever hero in F1, Michael Schumacher.
All right. It's funny, we don't hear much about him anymore since his accident.
Yeah, he's a very private man. He keeps his private life and his public life. When he was in F1, he was wanting to be that strong, unbreakable character that you can't beat. So obviously, when he's had his accident, he's not going to come out to F1 and in that state, is he? So he keeps it very private. They release certain statements here or there, but he's just.
I haven't even seen any images or interviews or anything.
No, he does. No, he doesn't. He doesn't go on camera. So
wow.
Because of that, so he wants to keep that strong image. So he doesn't want to see anything other than. But maybe if Mick Schumacher wins the title, then maybe. But
who knows?
You never know. But yeah, he lives now. People say he's still in the country. He lives quite happily at home, but with his certain damage to his brain.
Yeah.
In Geneva, Switzerland. I think the one thing they did say is he didn't lose his memory. So
yeah,
that's one thing.
Geneva is the French part. I thought it'd be in Zurich, the German part.
Geneva.
Well, I look forward to it. Like I say, just tag me in, please. I'd love to follow all this.
Yeah, I'll send you a link to more because I'm really looking forward to that one. All right,
well, I might catch you. I'm going to watch your next show on Football United then.
Yeah. And then I've got 8 o'clock. I've got the preview for Euros. 8 o'clock or whenever that finishes, basically.
Okay, because we've got a Man United agenda at 8 o'clock. I think they're doing a 1 to 11, so I'm going to watch that.
Yeah.
All right. Brilliant show.
Cool.
Thank you very much, Steve.
No worries. Thank you.
Big up, man.
Cheers, everyone. and smash that like button as usual and share button, and get that shared out there right now. And we'll speak to you guys. I'll see you guys on here at 8 p.m.